this tournament grinding points out, grinding sets out, playing relentless defense, big at the net. So they're not going to let Carthage get any easy points tonight, and they're going to hope they have enough offense at both pins and out of the middle to contend with the heavy firepower that Carthage is bringing.
The Carthage starters, freshman center from Oak Lawn, Illinois, is Gene McNulty, one of their 3 All-Americans. He was a first-teamer. On the outside, Carter Schmidt, a sophomore, honorable mention All-American, and senior Matt Slavinsky, a 3-time All-American in his career. Right side hitter, Bryce Thomas. The middle blockers, senior Parker Connolly of Downers Grove, Illinois, and Zach Boltice of Tinley Park, Illinois. The libero is the terrific Kyle Cohan, but it starts with Matt Slavinsky, Evan, the senior from Willow Springs, Illinois. 2-time first-team All-American, touches 11 foot 8 inches. He is a specimen.
If you haven't seen Sliv play yet, you're in for a treat. The guy, 11'8", might be conservative the way he's been playing this weekend. He's so explosive as an athlete, and he's a lot of fun to watch on the court.
He's number 9 in white. We'll be seeing him swing very, very often. A dominant performance, 17 kills against Dominican in the sweep yesterday. For the Benedictine Eagles under first-year coach Christian Staple. Senior first-year starting center Mike LeGros was lefty center. The right side hitter is Jacob Grigo, 2-year starter and a second-team All-American. This is a very young bunch. Freshman middle blocker Chase Olson was second-team All-American from Woodbridge, Illinois, as he's joined in signed by Tim Folliard, a junior from Naperville, Illinois. The outside hitters, Martin Radomski, 5'10", sophomore from Streamwood, Illinois, and freshman Nathan Klimish, 6'6", from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. The libero is a senior Thomas Samaras, a 2-year starter at the position. Chase Olson yesterday, terrific, 13 kills, hit .409 for the 6'6" freshman middle against Southern Virginia.
Every single swing that Chase took last night was electric. Even his errors were electric. It looked like every time he was going to get the ball, he was going to be terminal. He's going to have to be a really big piece of the Benedictine offense tonight because I think he's probably the most dominant guy that they have.
Evan, you're a coach, of course, at Wentworth. In your 10th season, there will never be a season again like this. Benedictine is facing something in head coach Christian Staple here that I think has never been done before. They are playing their 4th match in 4 straight days, a 5-setter that ended at 9:30 p.m. Eastern last night. Here we are at 5 Eastern. This may be about more of their legs as we see J.W. Kiekeffer in his 2nd year coaching Carthage. He and Christian Staple, great friends over the last 5 years facing one another. But the legs of Benedictine could be the greatest factor. So
today in their practice, they had 50 minutes for the warm-up earlier in this morning. And I think they spent about 30 minutes that doing yoga, just getting loose, stretching out. They took a lot of swings. They've had a tough road to get to this point. They maybe had the toughest first-round matchup in Endicott. So for them to be here to topple some pretty good teams, be playing in the finals, they've definitely had to work for it.
The Benedictine Eagles came into the NCAA tournament ranked number 7, 16-3. Carthage in the midst of a 29-match winning streak dating back to last season, their last loss February the 12th. Benedictine did defeat Carthage in 2020 and 2019. That was a much different unit. Christian Staple was not there. He only took the job February 2nd. And we'll get into that story. The Eagles in the black on white, white on red for Carthage. Bill Thornburg is our up official doing the honors in this national championship match. Young Park, our down official. Carter Schmidt for Carthage. LeGros outside. And the first swing will go for Benedictine as they get the start at 1-0. In that sweep at the hands of Carthage, the second set went 27-25 Carthage, but in the other 2 sets, 25-19, Benedictine had leads in both of them, including a 4-point edge. On the outside, Slavinsky, his first swing is a kill, and even at 1.
It's a tough match one-on-one for LeGros out there on the right side to try to stop Slavinsky. So let's see if Carthage continues to utilize that matchup.
Zach Boltice, first team All-American, sophomore middle. LeGros sets outside and the block on the perimeter. And on the left, there's Parker Connolly. to collect the block. 2-1. Carthage with the lead. Connolly, a 3-year starter, criminal justice major, going to law school next at the University of New Mexico. Boltice. LeGros, his right side. Jacob Grigo. And you feel he is significant tonight for Benedictine. They need a grade A game from him.
Grigo was huge last night blocking and defensive-wise, but he didn't quite get rolling offensively really until that 5th set. So if he's getting hot early, that's a big boost to their offense.
Back row attack, and there comes Carter Schmidt. Well, Schmidt, someone that J.W. Kiekamper says just wants to win, knows how to win. Played right side last year, moved to the outside as a sophomore.
He is so dangerous, both behind the service line and in the bick, right? It's probably his most effective swing in the back row. Nobody sees it coming. He scored really well on that throughout the tournament. I plan to see a lot of it tonight.
Blake Arnold on the service, and on the outside, Grigo. Great save on the second ball, Kyle Cohan. Back row attack, Carter Schmidt. LeGros, outside, Grigo. No touch, and Carthage in front at 4-2.
Yeah, just missed there, a little bit long. Really good aggressive swing. You got to keep Grigo staying hot, keep swinging at that ball. He'll find a way to find the floor.
Grigo did get hot in the 5th set last night. 4 kills in the 5th set to eliminate Southern Virginia. Now the right side, Klimisch, and the block is in. One-on-one block, Matt Slavinsky. Well, J.W. Kiekamper, among all the things that Matt has achieved, his all-around game has also become All-American.
I mean, he's so high, you got to attack his block even higher, which is really, really tough to do because he's way up there.
Grigo tipping over a double block. McNulty organizing. Slavinsky tipping around the block. And then Grigo out of system will pulverize that ball. Too hot to handle for Carter Schmidt.
Really good sign that he's taking some good swings here early on. It's really, really important. Can't stress it enough for Benedictine to get that guy going. So if he's a big game, it's gonna help the rest of their guys tremendously.
Klimisch to jump it up. McNulty, Slavinsky has his second. Or rather, as Carthage leads 6-3. And indeed it was Slavinsky. In May of 2020, Slavinsky selected the USA Men's Collegiate National Team, the only Division III player on that 16-man roster. LeGros outside. Here's Martin Radomski. And that swing missed, but Radomski yesterday, his energy was terrific against Southern Virginia. 9 kills, hit 273, and he may have opened things up, as Christian Staple felt, for their middles to get going.
Yeah, Radomski with a high hand swing there for a kill. I plan to see a lot of that tonight.
Schmidt, and that got the antenna first. So Benedictine back within 1 again at 6-5.
Something about Carthage offense to know, too, is that you'll see in the back row, Slavinsky will actually hit the D ball, so you'll switch between the pipe and the D.
Radomski.
There's a D ball.
Down the line, Slavinsky. The swing missed, and Benedictine has put together a run to even up this opening set at 6.
So that's what Benedictine will do, right? They'll get a couple digs, they'll make you take 2-3 swings in a rally, and you'll air out.
Now it's Schmidt, and he'll tool the block off of Chase Olson. For the Firebirds, J.W. Kiekamper has been amazed as he's talked about. You know, it's remarkable just to say out loud, we're 66-1 in sets played. But they've been pushed over that way, starting to really play with a target on their backs once they reach number 1 in the rankings. As that's Slavinsky able to punch it along and off the hands of Olson.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to leave Slavinsky with an open net, but if he's a little bit out of system, maybe staying down, keeping your hands inside your body and trusting your defense, because you know Benedictine is not going to let a ball drop easily.
This is Parker Connolly. LeGros, Olson down the middle. Outside Schmidt. Grigo with the heavy block. Slavinsky back row attack, and a rare ball that he has shanked here in Salem this week.
He has not looked too comfortable early on in the set on the right side. A couple of miscues, a couple of half swings. That's pretty rare. I expect him to figure it out pretty soon.
And that's a bit of an unorthodox swing coming from Zach Boltice.
I'm really interested in this matchup between Olsen and Boltice. Both All-Americans, both big guys, big parts of the offense. Really curious to see who wins this battle tonight.
McNulty joust, and he wins it against Radomski. That's Gene McNulty, 6'1", a freshman center, and the AVCA Newcomer of the Year. The lone freshman to be an All-American.
Looks like Mean Gene up there at the net. He's giving a little stare down. No big deal. It's not too big for him as a freshman on this stage. He's been running the offense well all year.
And a day one starter in the Carthage program. Radomski. And he'll use the block just inside of the hands of Zach Boltice. So back and forth we go in this opening set, tied at 9 after Carthage jumped out to a 5-2 lead.
Something we can't discount about Radomski is just a tremendous mustache, right? He got a lot of power from that yesterday. I expect to draw from him today as well.
It's almost like a UC Santa Cruz mustache that they've been known for as a program.
Absolutely.
Schmidt, and he'll tool the block. Well, this Benedictine team has a lot of personality and a lot that they've been through. When you look back to the trajectory of things, their head coach, Dan Buring, left for the Stevens job January 19th. Christian Staple gets the job February 2nd as Olsen swings into the net. Staple arrives February 2nd, and then his first 4 matches canceled due to the virus protocol. He only has 5 of his players available to practice because everybody else either had the virus or contact tracing. And then their season begins, 4 matches in 6 days in late February. That's as difficult as a roadmap for a first-time and first-year head coach as you can put together.
What that tells me is that, one, Staple developed a good relationship with his players early on, and he's probably put a lot of trust in his seniors and his upperclassmen, right? I think those guys have been steering the ship a little bit and making sure they didn't lose anything between the coaching change.
LeGros inside. Tim Folliard with the swing that was dug by Carthage. LeGros to his right side, Grigo, and he's got it. And we're even at 11 again, so a promising opening set from 6'6" junior right side Jacob Grigo, who was part of a national championship match 2 years ago as a freshman at NAIA Aquinas College. He was on the roster before transferring to Benedictine. McNulty outside Slavinsky and off of Grigo.
Grigo's gotten a number of touches on the block, and they just haven't bounced exactly the right way. But he's in a really good spot, and I expect him to slow down balls all day, and the Benedictine defense will start picking a few of those up.
Third kill for Matt Slavinsky. He's opened up hitting .400. Samaras to the front. LeGros for the freshman Klimish. Slavinsky again hits over the block. Outside, and Grigo is able to touch it down. Off tape, no, it was kept alive. Grigo out of system. Klimish, another swing, and this time he terminates, and Benedictine evens up this opening set.
I mean, that's Benedictine's game plan right there. Dink, dunk, pick it up off the hands, finally get a good rip, put the rally away.
Nathan Klimish was a huge recruit for the Benedictine program to former coach Dan Buring. He attended actually a Benedictine match at Carthage. He is from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, and saw the Eagles win on the road. LeGros for Folliard. Slavinsky could only attempt a roll shot. Grigo. A double block was waiting anyway.
Yeah, a little low into the hands there. You know, in an out-of-system ball, high ball, you got to swing off those hands. rip sharp if you got the angle, and that ball was just a little bit low into the double block.
Rigo, 2 kills, 167. Slavinsky with a rocket at the DS, Kyle Vasquez. Samaras able to play it across. Slavinsky makes sure of that around Vasquez in the back row.
Always got to worry about him, right? On the outside, on the right side, in the back row. Can't lose track of where that guy is and give him a lot of space, right? Just too much area to work with for Slivs.
Vasquez, perfect. Grigo. He'll convert. What a pass on a rocket of a serve that Kyle Vasquez of Benedictine handles.
Benedictine, if they can handle the serves off of Slavinsky and Carter Schmidt, right, they're going to give themselves a really good shot here.
Slavinsky rolls that off the top of the net, out of system. Legros inside for Olsen. And Olsen maintains it was touched. Up official disagrees, Bill Thornburg. It was not. 15-13 Carthage with the lead in the opening set of this Division III Men's Volleyball National Championship match. In the middle of that huddle for Carthage, there he is with the red mask, J.W. Kiekeffer. Second season head coach, was an assistant at his alma mater, IPFW, Purdue Fort Wayne under Ryan Perrott, helping the Mastodons at the Division I level. He was a grad assistant there too, did everything. His dad, Rob Kiekeffer, gets a lot of credit. He was a high school coach for a high school girls team. And that's where he got his inspiration. They did not have boys volleyball, but he started shagging balls when he was the age of 6, got into club volleyball. Both parents are teachers, and he has followed very quickly, we might add, into their footsteps as a teacher and a coach. As the big block outside, and Carthage matches its largest lead at 3.
Float servers yesterday for Carthage were great, hardly missed at all, putting a lot of pressure on the offense here.
Legros, Olsen able to tip, and it'll work. Right in the middle of that bagel defensively, Chase Olsen with the touch. As Christian Staple calls him a complete player already at this juncture. 4th in the NCAA in blocks and in hitting percentage. McNulty back row attacks Slavinsky into a double. Now pushes it outside Schmidt. And the swing missed, but how about the double block on Slavinsky to handle the Bick?
I don't think anybody was more excited than the Benedictine sideline and Christian Staple. He almost ran onto the court there.
Schmidt, and goes right down the line to put Carthage back by 2. So far, Carthage has been held to under 200.
And that's what Benedictine's been doing to every single team, making them work offensively. Yesterday, Southern Virginia hit 144.
And Benedictine right now 238. And to add to it, as they run the slide to Chase Olsen.
Yeah, we've seen the slide a number of times, in this in this NCAA tournament. A little bit unconventional. Teams don't see it that often. It looks like Benedictine uses it once or twice a match just to get the Carthage block here a little bit spread out.
Martin Radomski, 5'10" sophomore outside, a true walk-on that Dan Buring, the former head coach, wasn't even sure that would be playing volleyball until July after graduating high school. And he collects an ace, and they are rowing their way to a 17-all opening set.
Party Marty getting it done behind the service line. Took a little bit off. Great spot.
Pursuing engineering at Benedictine, Radomski. McNulty, the one-on-one outside.
What an up.
And that ball off the shoulder of LeGros. Then down the middle, not coming back. Zach Boltice to terminate.
Boltice is so effective hand away. We saw it yesterday. If he's one-on-one, he's really good at hitting that sharp angle. Olsen does a good job staying with him. Tries to take the shot away. Just really difficult.
First kill for Boltice. Service error by Schmidt. Ties us up again at 18.
Schmidt has not been his usual self from this first set behind the service line. That's good for Benedictine.
One-on-one, consecutive kills now. Zach Boltice entered the starting lineup, 5th match of 2020. Went from a terrific offensive middle to a complete middle, enhancing his blocking this year.
Really tough matchup in that rotation for Folliard, especially one-on-one. A little bit of an undersized middle going up against one of the biggest guys in the country.
Connor Lilly off the bench, serving specialist for Carthage. McNulty, quick swing inside attempted by Connolly. LeGros out of system will bury it. Well, Mike LeGros had to wait his time behind some terrific setters in the program. Real student of the game, but as a one-year starter, had to watch Marcus Raymer, a terrific setter for 2 years. Last year, Joe Locke, but the senior from Downers Grove, Illinois, has taken command of the offense.
You wouldn't know, this is his first year.
Down the line, Slavinsky will slam dunk it. A push shot for the kill, that's his 5th.
I think Boltice wanted a little bit of a throw there, but the rest weren't having it.
Slavinsky saying after yesterday's match, anytime we're in the 20s, we feel that is our time in a given set. And hard to argue, 66-1 in sets this year as Grigo goes off hands. Slavinsky, and the block coming on the outside. That's Nathan Klimish putting on the roof.
Really good touch. It looks like there was some line available. Klimish filled late. Really strong handwork to get a big block there. That's huge going into now tied up at 2020.
And Klimish misses.
Service error on the Eagles. Point Carthage. Matt Slavinsky to serve for the Firebirds.
Just a second error on Carthage in this, rather Benedictine in this opening set. No aces, no errors for Carthage. Slavinsky, one of the best in the country, will slow it down on the service. Grigo will use the block. Benedictine evens it up at 21.
Grigo was the guy they went to in the 5th set to score some points. Late here in the 1st. Let's see if it's more of the same.
Schmidt wins the one-on-one against Grigo. Well, what a second outside to have from Germantown, Wisconsin. Big and physical at 6'3". He's turned into a nice passer this year.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit in the front row outside. Maybe a little tempo issues. Hasn't been on the same page, so good to see a good swing there.
And Grigo goes right back at Schmidt and evens that battle up by tooling the block. And Benedictine continues to push this opening set deeper and deeper.
Yeah, a lot of one-on-ones on the pin out there. High hands, high hands, high hands.
Slavinsky The shot missed, and Benedictine is in front.
Yeah, there's been, he hasn't looked comfortable on the right side in this first set at all. I think that's maybe a second error from over there, maybe just one kill, and I think it was a front row swing, so certainly not been his best effort on the right side so far in this first set.
Matt Slavinsky, 5 kills, 231, but it's a number I think Christian Staple can live with.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As long as this guy's not hitting 400, you're keeping him in the twos. I think you're doing something right.
Well, these two head coaches, longtime pals, great coaching buddies over the last 5 years. Christian Staple did not play college volleyball, but truly fell in love with the game and calls it the best parts of my life. Became a graduate assistant at McKendree at the D1, D2 level and learned about organizational systems. Credits Nikki Salem, the women's coach at McKendree. They coached both the men's and women's team, the way they did everything. And J.W. Kiekeffer was in his conference as an assistant at IPFW, so they really grew close. Saw last night Carthage and J.W. Kiekeffer coming down to congratulate Christian Staple after his marathon 5-set win. That just doesn't happen in a normal everyday competition, but that's how close they are, that we're going to face each other today, but I'm rooting for you on the previous night.
You know, volleyball, especially the Division III level, is a really small community and a close group of guys. We saw it at the end of the match last night with Southern Virginia and Benedictine. A lot of talk going back and forth, and then nothing but respect after the match.
Schmidt. No touch around the block of LeGros, and Benedictine has set point in the first.
Yeah, rare to see a couple errors in a row late in the set for Carthage. Has not been something that they've typically done, and I think you got to credit Benedictine putting up a good block, making it difficult for Carthage to score, and then maybe just a little bit of a tempo and miscommunication errors here for the Carthage offense.
J.W. Kiekeffer uses his second timeout. The CCIW champs, they've been rolling along to this point, winners of 29 in a row. And they have not dropped a set in quite a while. Their low loss came this season at Aurora, March 5th. The only time they lost a set, 4-set victory. But Benedictine, with the players on this roster, that should take some confidence. They've won the last 2 years against this Carthage program after going 0 for their first 6, or 0 for their first 5, and then prior to this year's loss.
Yeah, I think with Benedictine, I think they've played pretty in control, right? They're used to battling for points. They're not the most effective high side out offense, so they're used to playing good defense, getting positive touches. I think Mike LeGros does so much for them, right? You saw he got a swing, got a kill when they needed. He's so composed. He's one of the best setters in the country, taking balls that are in medium situations and putting up hittable swings for his hitters. He's just done a really good job with this group, and you would never believe that he's only a first-year starter.
Grigo, set point for Benedictine. Down the middle, and they go with the quick. Zach Boltice, 24-23.
Boltice is the connection between Boltice and McNulty has been really good so far in this first set. Every swing that he's taken, it looks like he's been hammered.
Christian Staple has both of his timeouts, so he's going to spend one here to try to close out this first set. And what a key serve coming up. This is only set 1. And you and I talked about, especially with this being the 4th straight day that the Eagles are playing, how critical the first set would be from a legs perspective, an energy perspective, even the adrenaline that perhaps can carry Benedictine on the next couple of hours.
The match yesterday between Benedictine and Southern Virginia was electric. Southern Virginia had a ton of fans here. Benedictine came out, I said yesterday, with their hair on fire, and really that win in the first set propelled them for the rest of the match as they eventually took it down. So a first set win would be huge here for Benedictine, and we haven't seen Carthage in this position all tournament, basically all year. How are they going to respond if they get down in the first set. We haven't seen it. It'll be really, really interesting. It'd be great if this match continues to go back and forth, and it's a battle.
Serving for Carthage is 23-24.
I would expect on a good pass here, they try to go to the middle. That's what Benedictine's been pretty successful with all season.
Gene McNulty. Set point, Benedictine. Here's the opportunity. The slide for Olsen. LeGros out of system. McNulty the chase down. A joust. Punch into the corner. What a fine save, but it's out of reach. Benedictine takes the opening set in this national championship match. 25-23. For just the second time this season, Carthage has dropped a set. Just the second time that they trail 1-0.
Hey JW, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Talk to me about your conversations you're going to have with your setter and your outsides and trying to get everybody on the same page.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's that bad. I think we just struggled a little bit to handle the ball in some situations. They outserved us in that set, and we just got to serve the ball a little more aggressively to get them out of system. That slide to Chase Olsen kind of got under our skin a little bit there. We got to make sure we handle that better and just bring a little bit more service pressure. I thought Benedictine was really good there, and we're not, we should be a better defensive team than this. I think they did a great job of just playing offense, and if we're going to win the match, we got to play a lot better defense in the backcourt and the front court, and that's what we did yesterday against Dominican, and we just got to continue to handle it.
Right,
they've played a lot of sets, so we just got to continue to battle here.
JW, thank you so much. JW Kekemfer joining us here between sets. Set 2 to come. Carthage, the #1 seed and undefeated Firebirds. Benedictine coach Christian Staples got to love what he sees on that stat sheet. Ralph Bnorchik with Wentworth Institute of Technology head coach Evan Giglio. 25-23 Benedictine wins the first set from Carthage. After hitting just 181 in the regular season meeting, they hit 250 in that first set. Carthage held to 184.
Jacob Grigo was huge. We said at the beginning of the broadcast that I think he needed to get a little more involved, and he's averaging 6 kills per set and hitting 385. That's going to be a problem for Carthage all night.
And Benedictine did not allow an ace either. And Carthage's serve game has been electric throughout this tournament. Solson jumps it up down the middle. McNulty, and to his right for Bryce Thomas, and Thomas with a swing blocked out of bounds. 23-15, late second set, Carthage in front.
I feel like we haven't heard much from Bryce Thomas, and I don't think that's anything to do with him. I think it's when balls have been in system, they're just going to the middle so much that Thomas has kind of become the last option, but good to see him get a really, really good swing when he's got the opportunity.
Blake Arnold, service at Thomas Samaras, the libero for Benedictine. And then the swing down the middle, Martin Radomski.
We saw this yesterday with Radomski. He started to get the ball a little bit more in the back row as Klimish had a couple issues, right? Hasn't been his best set. Take the pressure off him and let the other guys take care of business.
McNulty back inside, Connolly. Grigo tips over the block. Connolly again had the touch. McNulty pushes it outside and could not connect with Slavinsky.
We've seen kind of that same situation a number of times, right? Just a little bit of a miscue on the outside. So it could be a tempo issue, it could be a location, and I think going forward in this match, they've got to get that worked out a little bit.
They go right back to Slavinsky. Double block comes, and then that's a block just inside the hands of Jacob Grigo. So it's Carthage having set point in the second. We welcome you back to our live video feed on NCAA.com. And we sincerely apologize for our video being cut out. Apparently one of the serves, that was a service error, one of the swings, knocked out one of our wires, so we lost video. So that gives you the sense of the intensity and I think the skill level, the way these guys can swing it here in NCAA Division III, a sport that's been the fastest growing in the NCAA. 100 teams played last year. Cross court, Grigo. It missed, and Carthage takes care of the second set. They've evened this national championship matchup at 1 set apiece.
Yeah, it was not the best set there for Benedictine. They struggled a little bit in both serve and receive, which is something they probably won the battle in the first set. A few too many hitting errors, especially on the outside. So we got to see them clean up their offense a little bit and maybe get a few more positive touches on their block, because that's where they've been really successful in his blocking and defense.
Let's recap a little bit of that second set, and we're going to be joined by head coach Christian Staple, we believe, coming at the tail end of this timeout. Benedictine taking the opening set, 25-23. Carthage, for our audience, the middles were especially effective. And as J.W. Kieckaffer certainly, I think, emphasized the message, because based on the way his team came out, Zach Boltice, 9 kills. He's hitting 800. And Parker Connolly has a pair of kills too. And we'll find out more about that here from Christian Staple. But the middles for Carthage made all the difference in the second set. Well, Coach Staple, first tell us about the second set. Clearly the middles of Boltice and Connolly got going. What can you do to try to make an adjustment here, sets 3 and 4?
You know, I think the biggest thing is going to be our service pressure. I mean, if they're out of system, they pull off the net, they can't really run the middles. So if we can continue the service pressure and pick our spots, we're going to be in a good spot. But again, we have to do a better job from the service line to pull them off the net so they can't run their middles, can't run the quick bick, and then, really rely on the pins to get them out of it.
Coach, thank you so much. Christian Staple of Benedictine. And so far, Benedictine's handled serve-receive pretty well. They've been held to 1 ace, and as he said, he wants to put some more pressure on them.
Well, I think what's interesting is you heard basically the same things from both coaches after each set. Hey, our service pressure wasn't good enough. Our serve receive wasn't consistent enough, right? And we saw that shift to Carthage in the second set, and it showed in the numbers with their success through the middle.
Numbers through 2 sets. Benedictine hitting 219, Carthage at 333. Final number for Carthage, 536 in the second set. Said it all. Matt Slavinsky, two-time first-team All-American, 9 kills, but limited to 174 for the Firebirds. He leads all players. 8 kills for freshman first-team All-American middle Chase Olson of Benedictine.
Yeah, much better job offensively there for Carthage in the second set. Only 1 attack error versus 8, right? So even if the connection to the pins isn't as good as it normally is, Carter Schmidt and Slavinsky were just so much better at continuing rallies on, keeping plays alive, and then attacking with really, really good swings when they got the opportunities.
One of the other comments that stood out to me from J.W. Kieckaffer ahead of this national championship match, because the two programs are so familiar with each other, the players in particular know one another. A lot of club teammates, club opponents, both from the Midwest. Tonight, JW felt it's not about scouting reports anymore. It's about just who simply plays better. The programs know each other inside and out. There's not a lot of surprises or nuances or tendencies that a team or a player can pull out to make a huge difference.
The majority of these guys are from Illinois and Wisconsin. They've probably been playing against each other since they were 12, 13, 14 years old, playing for the same club, playing against rival club. I'm sure most of these guys know each other.
And this is the very first All-Midwest Division III final, as a swing comes from Boltice. Tip from Klimish, McNulty across, and then tapped down against Levinsky. Able to hang and then hit over the block. Able to touch 11-8 along with his cannon of an arm.
He's just so high that he's got such a big window to attack from. It's really, really impressive. Hard to miss him.
Schmidt for Slavinsky against the triple block, and Samaras digs him. Out of system, Slavinsky roll shot. Free ball coming the Firebirds' way, early third set. And then prior to the swing, net violation against Carthage.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting play. Maybe McNulty was in the net after he set. I didn't quite see what happened there. An easy one for Benedictine. They'll take any calls they can get.
And then LeGros surprises the back row of Carthage, and the Benedictine ace, their second of the night.
Yeah, that float serve moved a little bit. He's serving from the opposite zone, so when that happens, your lane shift, your responsibilities change a little bit.
He follows it up with the error, and Benedictine's lead is one.
On the serve for the Firebirds, Blake Harville.
J.W. Kieheffer's team had 3 first-team All-Americans: McNulty, Slavinsky, and Boltice. The most in the nation this season. And at 22-0, been in a battle in the final as Grigo comes back again. So Jacob Grigo now matches Olsen with 8.
I like Grigo's swing on the outside in rotation 1. Oftentimes lefties aren't that comfortable in that spot, but he does a really good job putting a good swing in row 1.
And Slavinsky goes through the block. Well, the story of Matt Slavinsky coming to Carthage, quite interesting. In June of Slavinsky's senior year, now 4 years ago, all the coaches are at a club tournament. A bunch of Division I coaches are there, including, at the time, J.W. Kieheffer as an assistant at IPFW. They look at the roster. This guy is killing it. Sitting there is L.J. Marks. They look at the roster. Everybody's like, where is this guy? It says Carthage on the club team roster, and everybody knew, wow, at the Division I level, we missed. Slavinsky tipping over the top, flying in is LeGros. Schmidt. And Schmidt is able to get it inside of the block. 5-4.
Olsen was right there. He just must have been not very pressed that left hand. Surprised he didn't cap one there. We haven't seen any big blocks yet in this set, and I'm waiting for what we call the Midwest bounce.
LeGros one-handed set. That's not coming back. Chase Olsen.
Unbelievable. LeGros left-handed. We saw him do this multiple times yesterday. Takes it with one hand, his right hand, bring it off the net and put it in a good spot. That is not easy to do.
Boltice this time, the block, and then LeGros swinging with the left, gets the kill, his second. Such an athletic setter, going back to the club days. And Christian Sample feels we live and die with his set location, but he shows you that he can bring an offensive flair.
Started with a touch by Olsen, too, on the block of Boltice. Slowed it down, allowed them to get an opportunity to get a swing.
McNulty tried to dump. That was Radomski out of system. LeGros again swinging.
Oh, you know what? They must have said that the libero took the ball with his hands in front of the 10-foot line, right? When that happens, you can't attack it. That's an unfortunate mistake because it was a great swing, but good call there by Young Park, the down ref.
Evan, something to think about as this match continues. Mike LeGros looking for his own offense.
There it is. Just keep doing it. Carthage has yet to stop it, right? And that's partly because Olsen ran a back one there. So now there's some miscommunication between the middle blocker and his pin blocker, right? We've got to come off of that. You've got to basically audible who you're defending, and they missed it. And we haven't seen a lot of this out of LeGros. So he's given them some different looks, something that probably wasn't much in the scouting report because we didn't see it a whole lot yesterday.
Boltice. And that's taking a page out of the second set for Carthage.
Young Park is telling Boltice, don't yell through the net. You know, yell all you want, but make sure you turn around before you do it. But I'd be yelling after I took that swing too, so I can't blame him whatsoever.
And so would anybody with the way Boltice is playing. That's his 10th kill, hitting over 700. LeGros this time setting and not on the same page with Chase Olson.
Looked like that didn't come clean out of his hands. It looked like he missed it a little bit. It probably could have been called for a double as well, but you know, I think we're going to see the ball go right back to Olson here.
Carter Schmidt missing.
Service error on the Firebirds. Point Benedictine. Chase Olson now serving.
Olson down the line, good location. And Slavinsky limited to a roll shot. LeGros across for Klinish. And can Nathan Klinish get going to provide a complement of sorts to what Olson and Grigo are providing?
Yeah, it seems to like that kind of high line shot off the hands. That's where he does most of his damage. Really good swing there.
That's his 3rd kill for the freshman. Inside again, Boltice. And boy, there is just, if you look at his swings, that's now 11 kills. Evan, I would estimate he is swinging against nobody for probably 8 of the 11 kills.
Yeah, so most of his swings this match have been hand away. So what Folliard did is he made that move way too early. And Boltice saw the open court and just took advantage of it going the other direction.
Radomski perfect, and there again is the dump.
But it's a different dump, right? He dumped that ball with his left hand sharp. We haven't seen him do that. Yes, he's been offensive, but he's basically put 4 or 5 different types of swing on the ball. So trying to understand and recognize where he's actually going to put the ball is increasingly difficult.
Back row attack, Schmidt. And Grigo, deep corner. Got it.
Yeah, really good swing. They could have called the double, but you know what? This week, the refs have been kind of just letting the boys play, and I think everybody appreciates it.
4-point lead for Benedictine. Timeout, Carthage. Mike LeGros leading the Eagles here in this 3rd set. He's got a pair of kills. He had another one taken away, and then distributing the ball all over the place as Christian Staple. And I would imagine when you have a new head coach that just comes in February 2nd, just days before the start of the season, that Mike LeGros, his knowledge of this team has probably been the most significant portion of the Eagles being able to be 16-3 with all the change amidst the pandemic.
LeGros is immensely talented, and how this guy has not been playing for the last couple of years probably speaks pretty good to the setters before him. So I think he's playing, again, with a little bit of attitude, a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and say, hey, this is my time to shine. I'm a talented guy. I should be an All-American. I'm going to go ahead and lead my team on the biggest stage and be the baddest dude out here.
LeGros kind of always been in that numbers game, Evan. You know, as a coach recruiting, Marcus Raymer, first team All-Conference in 2018, started 17 and 18, or rather 2 years there. Then to follow him up last year was Joe Locke, and he was also on the same club team, the Hitmen Volleyball Club, where the starting setter was Jack McGuire of Dominican.
That guy, we saw that guy this week. He's pretty good too.
So talk about just trying to find your way in the numbers game, but LeGros could end up as a national champion when all is said and done.
Oh boy.
And that free ball by Klinish sails out of the Carthage timeout.
They've made a little bit of adjustment defensively on the middles. What they're doing is Radomski, anytime the middle gets set, he's diving hard to his left. So they're putting 2 defenders almost in the same zone to try to combat that hard hand-away shot.
Benedictine unable to get a swing. It is Schmidt back row. Grigo out of system. Now LeGros organizes. Outside, good swing, Grigo.
Yeah, Grigo's been the man here, especially in rotation 1. They've got a matchup of him versus McNulty down the line, and I think they like that matchup for Grigo. As you see the replay here, and he just bombs it off the right arm of McNulty.
9 kills for Grigo of Addison, Illinois. His older brother was a 6'7" center for the basketball program. Part of his reason to transfer is Slavinsky comes up with a kill to keep it a 3-point Benedictine lead.
Good tempo set there to the outside. Maybe that'll get Slavinsky going here behind the service line as well.
Slavinsky has been, quote, held to 11 kills, but hitting .287. But he has not had the monster set of 5 or 6 kills the way he's been so capable of all year. That was Schmidt, and Grigo comes up with a block and extends the Eagles' advantage to 5.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Grigo's gotten a block on the outside, maybe a second block of the night. And I'd expect that number to go up quite a bit. See really good hands there off the head of Carter Schmidt.
And now on that right side, Slavinsky tools the block of Olsen.
We saw Radomski yesterday against Candlin, the lefty for Southern Virginia, get a number of just monster stuff blocks. So I expect Radomski to get 1 or 2 here before the night's out.
LeGros into Olsen. And that's going to work out for another kill. So Chase Olsen continues his fantastic match. He has 10. From Naperville North High School, Woodbridge, Illinois. Had an incredible fall and the summer playing on the grass. And such a hard-working group that went out on their own. This is Carter Schmidt right back with the kill.
Yeah, LeGros in the right spot, dove in, got a touch, just not quite enough there. You talk about playing grass. A lot of guys were forced to do that this summer because of the restrictions, right? You weren't able to get in the gym and play 6v6. So we had a number of guys playing 2v2 in the grass and the sand, and it's helped guys become better overall players, I think.
Slavinsky, the tough dig on Grigo. LeGros swinging. Well, he has been offensive-minded here in the second and third sets. 6 kills for Mike LeGros.
My guess is LeGros not going to be able to move his shoulder tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. You got to leave everything out there today.
Schmidt one-on-one. And that's off the line of Nathan Klimisch. As I touched on my conversation with Dan Buring, the former head coach of Benedictine, now at Stevens. In the fall of 2020, Benedictine, again, it's been so different state to state, private to public school. They had over 30 practices in the fall, playing 6-on-6. And there's a kill for Klimisch, but compared to your situation at Wentworth, what a difference it has been for programs in terms of games played. This is Carthage's 23rd, as an example. For Benedictine, this is their 20th. And what a difference in development we've seen across all teams as Boltice missed. And the lead now to 6.
I can't believe Boltice hit it out. That hasn't happened in quite a long time. But going back to your point about games played, yeah, I think you saw a number of teams, especially on the East Coast, have their seasons be so much shorter than we're used to, and the training time was cut so much. So the Midwest definitely has been able to play more matches, get more time in, and I think it showed in this postseason because they've looked like the cleaner teams, more complete, and definitely just a little bit more cohesive.
19-13, pivotal finish to this third set, national championship match. Top-seeded and undefeated Carthage has its hands full, trailing the third set to Benedictine, 19-13. Match even in 1 set apiece. Christian Staples' team playing their 4th match in as many days. How much will they have left in the tank? The rest of this one, Ralph Bernarcher with Wentworth Institute of Technology coach Evan Giglio. Glad to have you with us. down from Salem, Virginia, and the Salem Civic Center.
I don't think Zach Boltice, Boltice is going to continue to get involved here. Really good serve off the tape there, right? Sometimes when things are going your way, everything works out.
Chase Olson comes up with the Benedictine ace, and this is the Eagles' largest lead of the night.
They've loved Boltice in this rotation. Let's see if a good pass gets it to him, or a serve out of bounds.
So he gives it back.
They'll take 1 for 1 at this point. You can get an ace, a good serve, and then you come in with a miss. When you've got a 6-point lead, you'll take that all day.
Boltice hitting .667 after that earlier miss, 11 kills. LeGros, and that one will be killed across Bryce Thomas. As the set a little too tight to the net, Thomas was able to handle it.
Yeah, good hands, really good job on that tight ball. LeGros usually really, really good in those medium balls, and it just flew a little tight on him there.
And a good serve from Boltice. He comes up with the ace as Radomski was not ready with his platform. 20-16.
Boltice has done a good job. You know, he's affecting the game offensively, but behind the service line as well with a couple of good serves here late.
Timeout Benedictine to try to calm this Carthage run. And Zach Boltice will continue on the service line. And Boltice was the conference Defensive Player of the Year last year as a freshman. Stepped up to first-team All-American honors this year. 6th in the country coming into the week, hitting .428. And he has truly provided a high-level complement to what J.W. Kiekeffer knew what he had on paper, which was Slavinsky. Carter Schmidt had an excellent year on the outside. Bryce Thomas, a veteran. But then the presence and the emergence of the middles has made Carthage truly this complete team. And JW's felt that this year we've won in a lot of different ways. We've won digging, good blocking, and of course the offense. You know, there's a reason why they've gone 66-1 coming in. And then when you add in a freshman center like Gene McNulty that essentially has played like an All-American from day one.
Carthage never feels like they're out of a set, right? I think it was, we talked to Slavinsky at the post-game presser last night when they were down a few points late, and he just felt like, yeah, we can come back, or we're never out of the set. And I think that Carthage, they truly believe that mentality. So a 4 or 5 point lead from the other side, I don't think it really phases them, and I think they really believe that they can cut any lead down.
Klimish, and the block on the outside, Parker Connolly.
Connolly's come up huge late here in this set with a couple of really, really solid blocks. You can see off his outside hand again, that's Klimish's favorite shot, and he's not winning that battle right now.
Yeah, rather the hands of 6'4" senior Bryce Thomas. 4-0 run by Carthage comes to an end on the Boltice service error.
Really aggressive pinch here by the Carthage serve receive, trying to make sure that they can get to the ball to the outside if need be.
Back to the middle, Connolly finishes one-on-one against Tim Folliard. So back to 3 it goes. For Connolly, his 3rd kill of the night. And the senior serving specialist, Blake Arnold. The big leader on this team has got a job lined up already with U.S. Bank, graduating in May. Back row attack, Radomski, and that's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah, good swing by Radomski. They like him out of the back row, especially when Klimish has taken a few tough swings, got blocked a couple times. Really good swing out of the back row.
Connolly could only tip. Radomski off hands. Carthage, rather Benedictine bench, wanted a double contact on Slavinsky, and instead it is Jacob Grigo that takes care of the point. Benedictine inching closer to a 2-1 lead against top seed and unbeaten Carthage.
Yeah, they certainly would have liked the double, but I think they get a little more fire there with the kill by Grigo because he's such an imposing force.
Klimish off tape. Back row attack, Schmidt. Well, we saw Carthage go to the BIC very often in the first set. Last two sets, it just hasn't been there.
Yeah, it depends on the serve receive a little bit. Their tempo has been really good with it, though. Carter Schmidt, I think he's a guy who's more comfortable hitting out of the back row than the front row. And every swing he's taken on the BIC, even if it hasn't been a kill, has been really, really impressive. I love what this guy does out of the back row.
Vasquez, perfect on the pass. Folliard could not convert.
Looked like a little bit of a spacing issue there. I think Folliard was a little further away from LeGros than LeGros thought. They're talking about it now. I would expect this ball go on a good pass here. They're going to go to Grigo.
And Slavinsky sails it by a long shot. So here is set point in the second for Benedictine.
Carthage has bailed Benedictine out a little bit here late in this set where they've been struggling in some of these rotations, and Carthage has not been able to close the gap behind the service line.
Junior Tim Folliard. The ultimate team guy, worked so hard in the weight room to get on the floor, converted to middle blocker.
I was certainly on the hype train for Folliard yesterday. I got a little bit of a soft spot for undersized middles, as I was one in my very mediocre career. So I really, got to respect for what he's doing out there and love the energy and attitude that he's bringing.
At 6'1", and without question made the move. Also coaches with the Chicago Sand Volleyball Organization. Big volleyball family, as his sister Anna played at Loras College. And Folliard just found a way to get on the floor as young Park, our down official.
We always talk to our players, our guys, about taking advantage of the opportunities you get. You might not know when that opportunity will come. You don't know what's going to happen year to year, right? So continue to work hard, and obviously he's being rewarded right now.
Set point, Benedictine. Slavinsky. No touch. The shot missed, and the Benedictine Eagles take the third set from Carthage. 25-20. For the first time all season, the Firebirds, top seed and unbeaten, have dropped the second set. Benedictine pursuing the program's first national championship. They are just one set away. We're coming back for the fourth.
Sport court and sports indoors. The NCAA cultivates our corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, and our corporate partners, Aflac, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buick, Geico, Great Clips, Invesco, Lowe's, Marriott, Nabisco, Nissan.
Welcome back to the Salem Civic Center. Ralph Bnorchuk with Evan Giglio ahead of this fourth set. Benedictine 25-20 over Carthage in the third. Joined now by J.J. Nekoloff, the commissioner of the Continental Volleyball Conference, the CVC, host of this institution. It also works in the ODAC Conference, the Old Dominion Athletic Conference here in the state of Virginia. J.J., what's your week been like to put this all together? And the city of Salem has always been a very, very known host for NCAA championships.
You're right about the city of Salem. I mean, 90-plus championships since 1993 with that first Stag Bowl that came in, so it's been outstanding. My week, it's been fun getting 200 all-conference awards ready to go for the ODAC. CVC closing out the season as well. Had one of our teams down here with Southern Virginia who played well, making the semifinals. And then just coming into, I leave here after this and go right down to Greensboro, North Carolina for a golf championship. And other sports that are finishing out their regular seasons today for the ODAC. So lots of things going on today, just a busy time.
And JJ, give the fans out there a description about how different this has been in the midst of a pandemic, on the things you're doing with these student athletes and what the student athletes have had to deal with from a structural standpoint to play these matches and keep everything safe and to protocol.
but that's why we do it, is we go ahead and we put it together because we're here for them to get out here, to have the coaches, to have the players be able to do what they came to school for. In addition to being great students and student athletes and scholar athletes, they're out here to be athletes as well. And we're obliged to put together the championships for them, schedules for them in the regular season, and really let them have the collegiate experience that they're meant to have.
JJ, you got 2 more sets left in you. You got enough energy left?
Hey, I can go all day long, man. I'm ready to go.
JJ Nekloff, thank you so much. Great job this week. The commissioner of the Continental Volleyball Conference, the hosts, and out of the ODAC Conference, the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, our special thanks to him for the job that he and his staff did. Meanwhile, ahead of this 4th set, what do you think the message was, Evan, from J&W Kiekefer? First time they've trailed in a match all season, 2-1.
Right, they're in a little bit of an unfamiliar situation. They didn't have a bad set. They hit 321. Okay, their middles did a really, really good job carrying the offensive load. I think maybe they had a few too many missed serves, didn't look as comfortable behind the service line as they normally had. And again, they believe that they can come back from any deficit. So whether it's down points in a set or down sets in a match, they think they can come back and take care of business.
Carthage would truly earn this national championship as things start off with a service error and 1-0 Firebirds. Winners of 29 in a row. Klimisch, and among the freshman's best-looking swings of the night, Nathan Klimisch with his 6th kill.
Yeah, Klimisch, if they can get him going a little bit more and be a little more effective on the outside, that'll free up the middles, that'll free up LeGros to be aggressive offensively, just takes a lot of pressure off.
And trouble in serve receive. Free ball for the Firebirds, and LeGros takes care of it. LeGros with 7 kills.
That, he probably doesn't have, I don't have all the box scores in front of me, he probably doesn't even have 7 kills in the entire tournament, right? So for now him to just be so offensive here, it's huge.
Thomas, and he collects the kill to tie things up at 2. What's the biggest adjustment Carthage will have to make here for this 4th set, Evan?
Well, they're coming out with a little bit more energy. You see Kyle Cohen jumping around, trying to get his teammates, his pin hitters, excited about what's happening. So, again, it's probably just a serve-receive game. And let's see if they pay a little bit more attention to LeGros offensively and try to put some hands in front of him. Oh, boy.
And LeGros missed connection with Folliard. And 2nd time that's happened recently, and it's 3-2 Carthage.
They've gotten stuck in this rotation a couple of times, a little bit off the net. Let's see if the next medium ball goes to Grigo in the back row. There it is.
And the back set goes to him. No touch. Grigo thought that there was contact, but from my vantage point, that was only top of the net.
Yeah, I don't think it went over. LeGros, he likes to chat it up with the up ref, and I don't think he's going to win that one.
By the way, for Mike LeGros, in terms of the kills, he is now 1 shy of matching his season high, as there is Klimisch already with his 2nd of this 4th set. And it's LeGros back deep. As missing the corner with a soft floater, 5-3 Carthage. Benedictine looking for the program's first national championship. This is only their 7th year of existence as this sport has exploded. 2020 finished with 100 programs playing Division III men's volleyball, as that is a ball by Slavinsky coming our way. And this time we're well prepared in case it knocks out any wires.
I'm ready to dive over the barrier so the feed doesn't go out again, boys, all right? So don't worry, I'm on it.
It's been a while since you had a pancake on the floor, huh?
Yeah, I don't think if ever.
Connolly and Tools Folliard inside. So Carthage nudges ahead now by 2. This is Benedictine's first NCAA tournament as well in 2019. They finished ranked number 7. They went 22-3, but were left out of the NCAAs. Grigo. And he left that short. A bit out of rhythm on the swing at 7-4.
Yeah, ball was a little quick. He tried to go with a little bit of a tip, and Carter Schmidt did a good job. Strong hands on the block, didn't let it go through.
Radomski. No touch.
It looked like there was a touch on that. Gene McNulty says no way. We'll see here on the replay. Pretty close, I would say touch. Maybe the refs missed one there.
Young Park, the down official, talking with Christian Staple. And Christian continues to plead his case. No replay at the Division III level.
Hopefully it's coming soon, though, Ralph. I think that's something that we would love to institute in future Final Four sites, and something we can definitely do.
Rare poor touch and serve received tonight by Benedictine. And it leads to a Boltice kill. So Carthage capitalizes on the mistake. 12 kills. Second on the Firebirds.
We've seen Tommy Samaras libero make amazing plays, and he's pretty shallow. Maybe he has to take a step or two more to his left to take care of that sharp ball from Boltice. Oh, what an against the flow.
And Grigo calmly. Boy, how confident has Jacob Grigo looked all night. It started from the opening points of the first set.
So this is the best I think that he's played the entire tournament. Like I said, he's up to swing about number 700, and he's finally starting to get loose.
He's got 11 to pace the Eagles. A joust, and Schmidt is blocked by Olsen.
Really good block there. That ball has got to be covered by Carthage. That ball went high off the hands. You see Kyle Cohan right away saying, hey, that's my fault. I should have taken that ball. Everybody just kind of watched it hit the ground.
Great job to show you by our crew. Olsen. So he handles the second ball rather than allowing LeGros to set, and will tip it for the kill.
I don't know if LeGros would have got there coming out of the back row, so heads up play there by the middle to get his hands on the ball again.
Schmidt, and the block goes out off of Olsen.
Really good move there by Carthage, overloading the block. They're running a fast 31 go combo, and that puts so much pressure on both blockers. Do I jump with the 31, right? Because the ball over top is so fast that sometimes it's hard to differentiate where the ball's going.
12 kills for Carter Schmidt. The big guns have been there for Carthage tonight, but not great percentages. What a set out to Grigo by LeGros, and he tools the block.
Really good swing. We're getting looser as this match goes on with calls. I think that was there had to be a little bit of a double call there, and they're letting it go. And again, every time they let it go, it's just another chance for Grigo to get a swing and put it away.
And he sails that serve. Well, the further this fourth set goes with Benedictine in striking distance, how will the Firebirds react to their first close match of the season? Radomski down the line, got it.
You know, Radomski hasn't had maybe the volume of swings that I thought he might tonight, but he's done a really good job both on the outside and in the back row, peppering the back corner there. Really hard ball to stop.
And just his fifth, you're right, Evan, on just 13 attacks. And he rolls it over.
Benedictine with a few uncharacteristically missed serves here. On the day, they've made 90% of their serves, and they've missed a few here in this fourth set. It's hard for them to get back in this match, close the gap without a few more made first serves.
8 service errors in the evening, and they go back inside to Chase Olsen. So he will now push his numbers up over 500 with 11 kills. The middle's been there for Benedictine when Olsen's been on the floor.
Absolutely. Let's see if his serve can cause some pressure.
Levinsky. Connolly, and could not touch it down. Grigo, opportunity. As it pinballs around, Slavinsky rolls it over. LeGros sets the middle, Olsen. LeGros hitting. McNulty, the choice for Slavinsky, who finally taps it into the middle of the defense. And perhaps the longest rally of the night.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there, Benedictine offensively. This is tough, too, because this has been the rotation 6, that Benedictine's gotten stuck in a couple of times.
On the serve for the Firebirds, Blake Arnold.
Matt Slavinsky's first kill of the 4th set. He has 14, a match high. But Benedictine has kept perhaps the most explosive player in the country contained. Radomski down the middle. LeGros, now Klimish. Back row attack, rather, Arnold took it. Then Klimish, it goes.
Yeah, a little bit of a confusion there. I think Carter Schmidt could have gotten to that ball. Maybe he thought Carter Schmidt was going to flex to the right side, and unfortunately just a little bit of a communication error there.
LeGros, nice serve. Joust, Folliard, played it over. Slavinsky. Cross court set, Klimish. Now Schmidt on the back row attack into a triple block.
Really a smart tip. So what Klimish did there is he tipped it onto the outside. So now Slavinsky's out of the play. You're able to bunch your block here, right? 3 up in the middle, and Schmidt had a lot of hands in front of his face.
Connolly into a double. Against the triple, they get hands on Slavinsky. LeGros back set, and there's Grigo.
Really positive touches on the block. Again, that's getting back to a little bit of more of Benedictine volleyball. Good touches on the block. Transition swings from Grigo, right? That's how they win points, grind it out. Really, really, that's how they've gotten back into the set here. Tied it up.
Now here comes Slavinsky, and another block, but this time it fell on the Benedictine side, but Slavinsky wanted to take out some frustration on that swing.
That was unbelievable. So Grigo jumped with the middle. He jumped on the 31. His arm was up there for so long, and that ball was so fast that he was able to still get a touch on the block. Unfortunately, it fell on Benedictine's side.
And Slavinsky with a service error. That is his 5th.
Yeah, he's noticeably frustrated behind the service line. You can tell by his reaction after that miss. He's a little perplexed as to what's happening back there.
And he terrorized Benedictine from the service line in the regular season, and he's a force to watch in person. Samaras out to Grigo. Blocked by Schmidt. Free ball for Carthage. Tied at 14, 4th set. Connolly. No touch.
Even though Folliard did not get a touch on that ball, he did a good job diving to his left. Connolly had to go sharper and hit it out of bounds.
A timeout on the floor midway through the 4th set. Benedictine in pursuit of the program's first national championship. And can they upend the top seed and unbeaten Firebirds? The Benedictine Eagles, first NCAA tournament appearance, seeking the program's first national championship. They lead this final 2-1 and 15-14 in the 4th. Ralph Bednarczyk with Wentworth Institute of Technology head coach Evan Gilio. Nathan Klimish, and out of the timeout, misses the back line with the service error. Benedictine was able to take the first set 25-23, putting together one late run, and then Carthage convincingly or comfortably took the second set 25-17. Benedictine held off a late Carthage run to take the third 25-20. LeGros in for Folliard. Free ball coming the Eagles' way. And LeGros again unable to connect with Folliard. They have been trying to get on the same page these last couple sets.
Yeah, definitely some confusion. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a 31 on the second ball. Maybe he wanted Folliard to get away from the block, so now you've got a one-on-one. Trying to get him involved, and unfortunately just not working too great right now.
Connor Lilly continues on the service line for Carthage. Grigo. Oh, that one was coming hard at Blake Arnold.
Grigo is playing like an absolute monster. You know, Ralph, give me like 6 months. I think I can look just like that guy, all right? Once this pandemic is over, I'm getting back in the gym here, and I think I'm going to start looking like Grigo out there.
How long would it take you to learn how to swing left-handed?
Let's not talk about it.
16 apiece. Jacob Grigo's 15th kill. Now to lead all players. LeGros calls his number again. And that is a special magic wand of a left arm. Jacob Grigo putting Benedictine in front in the fourth.
Just a great job offensively, taking really, really big swings. Not an easy matchup for him. There was some good Carthage blockers as well.
The dig on Boltice. Cohan tracks down the second ball. LeGros. Grigo down the line. Radomski. What a ball by Cohan, and then redirected down by Boltice.
Yeah, really good defensive rally there. We haven't talked much about the liberos today. And again, sometimes they get overlooked with these big, hulking pin hitters. But we got to give a little respect here to Kyle Cohan and what he's doing out there.
Grigo. And he collects on the one-on-one against Schmidt. When Jacob Grigo was transferring from Aquinas College, his older brother Eric, class of 2020, who was one of the best basketball players in program history, went to Dan Buring's office, the former head coach, and said, well, he's a setter, so we don't know if we would take him as a transfer. Let's look at his film. Then they saw the film and said, yeah, we'll find a way to get him on the floor.
Yeah, probably a good move.
Schmidt, and out of the range there of Grigo. Even at 18 in the fourth. Can Carthage force the fifth?
They certainly can, right? This is a close match. It's going back and forth. A lot of good swings on the right side from Carthage, with all three of their pins, to be honest.
Grigo from the line, and that's been perhaps the furthest he's had to swing today. He tried to lobby for a touch.
Yeah, rare miss for him. That one wasn't too close, but he's been swinging so well, I'm sure he'll still continue to be involved.
It's Radomski. 19-0, Martin Radomski.
Radomski clearly not the biggest guy out here in the world, but he's putting a lot of pace on the ball, really good swings. He's been great all night. Let's see if he can get a point or two, steal one behind the service line.
Slavinsky, and inside of the block of LeGros. So Slavinsky's been mainly quiet in this fourth set.
If Slavinsky is quiet and it's still a one-point game with Carthage ahead, that spells trouble for Benedictine. I don't think it takes too much for Slavinsky to get going.
And a smash coming from Klimish. The ball was down, says our up official Bill Thornburg.
I think they called their first double contact of the night, which we haven't seen. That one was far and away more of a double than anything else, but good first contact there, good touch.
Oh, the quick set, Parker Connolly. So back and forth we go. Neither team has been able to push forward by more than one since the early points of this fourth set.
Really good job recognizing that Connolly had an open net. and you've got Slavinsky in the front row on the outside, you have to pay so much attention to him. So LeGros leaks out, doesn't help on the 31, which is understandable, and the middle does his job with a good swing.
And Grigo does get the kill. Well, he had to really change the trajectory of his jump in the process to get there.
Grigo's a little unconventional. He's a really big dude. He's got a heavy arm. You know, you don't always see a lot of lefties, and he does things a little bit differently, and it's giving Carthage a hard time.
Connolly now with consecutive kills.
Yeah, it's the same play they just ran. It's so fast to the outside. You're so concerned about Slavinsky that you have to make a concession somewhere. And fortunately, Connolly is taking advantage of the opportunities that he's getting.
Timeout Benedictine, 22-21. J.W. Kekeffer, a second-year coach, the National Coach of the Year. Trying to take Carthage into a fifth set to play for the program's first national championship. And his team has had its hands full. They dropped the opening set today just for the second time this season, and now trailing in a match 2-1 for the first time all year. For the Firebirds at 22-0. They were the preseason number 9 team, but ranked number 1 since the midway point of the season. And as the Eastern teams started to drop out, many of them even did not play. Some conferences did not play, like the CUNYs. No champion. This team, or this year, the NCAA tournament went from 16 teams down to 12 for this season. Typically, men's college volleyball has reached at about 100. And Carthage assumed the number 1 spot in the month of March and have not relinquished it, and they have been dominating to this point, coming in 66-1 in sets. But that may not matter tonight unless they win the 4th.
Yeah, certainly a lot of changings in the East, a lot of uncertainty with matches, playing matches. Is your season going to happen? Christian Staple is killing it in the timeout game. I don't think anybody is better in the country right now at missed serves after a timeout. Somebody give this guy a Coach of the Year statue as well.
I know you guys have a lot of stats, but I'm not sure if anybody is tracking that one, Evan. Maybe you.
It might just be me. I'll give him an award after. I'll put something together for him.
So Kyle Vasquez with the float serve, and Parker Connolly. Well, he's been dialed in the 4th set. 3 of his 5 kills have come here in the 4th.
Sure, you know, we say the same names over and over for Carthage, so it's good to see a middle, you know, a different middle in Parker Connolly come out here and continue to take really, really good swings. I've been really impressed with his offensive game so far.
Lilly, it missed. Aggressive serve for Connor Lilly. 23-all.
Good rotation here. This is where Benedictine wants to be at the end of the set, with Radomski up there, who's been really good. Grigo, who's typically their best blocker, and 16 in the middle, Olsen.
Boltice, he got the kill. Now that ball almost landed in. So Carthage now with set point in the 4th.
A lot of good options in row 3. Like I said, they got their 3 top options. They don't have to force anything, although I would expect the ball to go to Olsen in the middle, who's been getting the job done all day.
Grigo will have extra points in the 4th.
That's just pure power right there. Boltice was on it. Grigo said, I'm going to take my left arm, carved from stone, and just throw it through your block.
Boltice. Now Carthage once again for the second time of the 4th, set point.
Just so tough to stop. They're committing so many defenders. You got 2 defenders on the left side over there, and they're still not able to slow them down. So difficult.
The slide for Olsen and the block off of Olsen by Slavinsky. Carthage forces a fifth set, 26-24.
Unbelievable. Great block at the end of the set. Went to a little bit of extra volleyball. I mean, how appropriate is it that finally, the last match of the season, we're coming down to a fifth set. These guys are going to be jacked up. I think we should see some really good volleyball here at the end.
For the first time in NCAA Division III, there'll be a fifth set to decide the championship on NCAA.com. Let's welcome in Rob Wingert, head coach in his fourth season at Misericordia, men's and women's. He's also on the NCAA Division III men's volleyball selection committee. We've been talking about how difficult of a chore it was. Rob, how would you describe, you probably had the most difficult job any committee has had in volleyball history to try to put together this field with all the challenges that you and the committee faced?
Oh, I mean, it was so difficult with the limited non-conference play. Our criteria was all over the place. But, you know, we feel great right now. We feel like we got 12 of the best teams in the country. And Benedictine, the finals team in, is on the verge of a national championship here, competing at a high level, showing that we were able to get it right at the end of the day with help from our regional committees.
About 78 teams or so were able to play this season, Rob. And how about this all-Midwest final, the growth of the game? You played at Stevenson, coaching at Misericordia. Just even in 5 years, the growth has been astronomical.
It's great to see the number of programs that are adding men's volleyball, and seeing the talent spread out across the country without diluting the product on the floor is awesome. I mean, to have 3 of the 4 teams in the Final Four from the Midwest, and the level of play in this national championship is as high as any as we've seen in the years we've been holding it with the NCAA.
Rob, I'm sure you had a very busy week leading into this, and you had a very busy week commenting too. Thanks so much, man. You are definitely the guy that deserves to relax whenever this ends.
It's been fun to sit back and watch this match, and hopefully the fifth set's exciting as the whole match has been.
Rob, all the best. Thank you. Rob Wingert, off the NCAA selection committee and the Misericordia men's and women's volleyball head coach, joining us here. Thank you so much, Rob. So into the fifth set, Carthage and Benedictine play to 15 for the Firebirds. They've gotten here. Is the pressure still on the Firebirds here now that they've at least forced the fifth, or is it on Benedictine?
Well, you know, I think it's I think we're going to see more of the same what we've seen today. I don't think either team need to make a bunch of adjustments. They both hit 333 in that set. It was back and forth, 14 tie scores, 6 lead changes, so they don't need to make too many big adjustments. I think if Benedictine can get slow down both sides just a little bit, a few more touches, maybe they get a couple digs from Tommy Samaras at the libero spot, that would really help their defense. I like what they've done offensively. Carthage, on the other hand, they've done a really good job moving the ball around. They've scored a lot on the right pin. Carter Schmidt has looked good from the back row, as well as their middles really carried the load offensively in that fourth set. So I don't think we're going to see anything too differently from either team. It's just who's going to be, who's going to make it the most difficult to score, who's going to create some service pressure as well.
Both coaches, great friends on the coaching trail, facing each other in this national final. 2 young coaches, J.W. Kiekeffer, just in his second year. Christian Staple, you've heard the story, only got the job on February the 2nd. One of these 2 programs is going to capture their first national championship in a matter of moments. Mike LeGros starts the fifth set. The swing coming from Boltice, and that's exactly where the Firebirds go.
Yeah, they put 2 up on him. Klimish did a really good job of staying pinched and helping, and it didn't matter. Boltice still able to get the kill.
It's Grigo, did not get a touch, and 2-0 Carthage.
Looks like he mishit that ball, had a lot of space, kind of a one-on-one, and just kind of came off his hand a little funny there.
First 5-setter in the Division III National Championship match. LeGros calling the number of Folliard. Slavinsky. Back row attack, Radomski. Beautiful roll shot, but diving in there to handle it was McNulty. Free ball sent by McNulty. LeGros for Folliard again. And this time, he's able to deliver 2-1.
Great kill by Folliard. He's been had some issues there with communication and transition. That time he found him perfectly. A huge swing to get him out of that rotation and try to tie this ball up, this matchup behind the service line.
Here's Kyle Vasquez. What a fine match he's had in the back row. The DS from Barrington, Illinois. A big spark off the bench. Big recruiting get for Benedictine when he committed. Division I program showed interest. Slavinsky, they run a combination and he simply terminates higher and harder than anybody.
Yeah, really good tempo. Grigo was on that one as well, and Slavinsky just said, I'm going to elevate and put this ball away.
17 kills for Matt Slavinsky, who has said he is coming back for 2022.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's excited about that besides the guys on Carthage.
Radomski. And the shot missed. Bill Thornburg looking around, and it's 4-1.
Radomski's pretty fired up. I think he was pretty convinced that there was a touch on that play.
Grigo tipping, and Benedictine had to get that.
Grigo's had a lot of success with that tip, and I think because he's maybe a little bit unconventional, he hides that tip really well. He scored a number of times on that play.
He's the first man into 20. And Slavinsky between the back row defenders.
Slavinsky's taken 2 really good swings in a row on the outside. Looks like him and Gene McNulty have found the antidote there.
It has not been his night, however, on the service line, Evan. That is his 8th service error.
As long as he continues to get kills on most of the swings here in the 5th set, I think they'll live with a little bit of uneasiness in the service line.
Then Carter Schmidt steps into one.
Huge rip down the line. Took took Grigo off his feet. Took Grigo off his feet, which is hard to do. That's a big man.
That's like taking a charge in basketball with the oomph that Carter Schmidt brought, his 15th. Slavinsky has collected 17. As we approach the changeover, or I should say specifically the timeout, teams not changing sides this season.
Grigo taking a minute here to wipe up the sweat, maybe slow the game down a little bit, give Benedictine a second to breathe.
Senior Connor Lilly. Kind of a hybrid float and spin server. Good serve. And it's going to end up as a free ball for Carthage. McNulty calls on Slavinsky.
Yeah, what they've been doing is they've run that 31 go combo so much, and it's had so much success that it's pulled the blockers way over, and then Slavinsky gets the one-on-one on the right side, and he's been nothing but terminal this entire 5th set.
Christian Slavinsky does not want to wait for another point. He'll use his first timeout now at 7-3 Carthage. So the Firebirds have been pushed tonight. They've responded. And you wonder about Benedictine, Evan, playing again their 4th straight day. They're playing their 2nd straight 5th setter, separated by less than 24 hours. These are young men with a lot of adrenaline, and they've been playing volleyball their entire lives, but at some point, perhaps, will that start to show a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, they're in some unfamiliar territory here. This is not something they've done before, this kind of volume. However, I don't think it's anything that they're doing on their side. I think it's been Carthage getting Slavinsky comfortable. You saw him take 2 good swings in a row on the left pin, and then they're able to get a deep ball to him in system. So I think it's more about the Carthage offense right now, firing on all cylinders, and we got to see if Benedictine's will be able to slow them down going forward, which is when they've been able to do that. That's what led to their success offensively.
Grigo. Slavinsky able to get a roll shot on this. LeGros, and swinging out of system. And that was effective much earlier.
Yeah, I don't think LeGros has been able to do that much later because the ball's been off the net, right? When it's on the net and he's front row, he's going to look for opportunities to be offensive.
Schmidt, and LeGros slowed it down. And Schmidt around LeGros in an overpass, and then Boltice finishes. Well, Zach Boltice, what a match it's been for the sophomore middle with 17 kills. That's by far a season high.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, right? He's got a couple of impressive touches on the block. He's been there offensively all day. He's been a guy they've relied upon this entire match, and he's done a tremendous job.
And it's also a new career high for Boltice. Coming in the national championship match. LeGros, and what an unorthodox tip.
Again, he's left-handed. He took his right hand, he basically puts his thumb and his finger up, throws it behind him with a little wrist flick. And again, that's a kill we haven't seen him do yet today, so finding different ways to score points.
Olsen with the error. Carthage by 4 again, inching closer. Schmidt committing the latest Firebird error, each of them magnified in a 5th set.
Sure, Carthage can afford a few more service errors as long as they continue to side out how they have.
And now LeGros will follow it up with an ace, and very quickly just a 2-point 5th set.
LeGros been doing everything for these guys. Carrying the load here offensively in the 5th set, now behind the service line. This dude is the real deal.
Thomas with the swing into a double block of Benedictine. Slavinsky off hands.
Yeah, he's been really good on the left pin in this set. I think that's 3 kills on 3 swings for him just on the outside. And that's a huge boost to the Carthage offense.
That's Klimish swinging. And he got it into the deep corner.
No argument from the Carthage bench, so might have just really nicked the line there. Took a little bit off, and they'll take it any way they can. Oh, just inside the court.
And great job by our crew to show you that. A critical inch for Benedictine. Slavinsky cross court.
That ball must have been 4 feet deep. Like, you don't even want to defend that shot. There's no way your libero is going to play inside the 10-foot line. That's just an amazing range from a guy who's touching, 13, 14 feet out there.
And has a block consistently in his face. But Matt Slavinsky, he has truly had to persevere through some serving struggles And showing why the first team All-American is such a power. And there is an error. No one went up. Looked like LeGros was caught in between. And that kind of error in a fifth set could be lethal.
Yeah, LeGros got with the double there. I think it just slipped through his hands. We haven't seen that from him at all, and obviously comes at a really inopportune time.
Arnold, and that slipped through the hands of the normally excellent Kyle Vasquez. Back row attack, Schmidt makes sure of it.
Carter Schmidt, I think he hits the best Bic in the country right now, and I don't think it's even close. There's so much attention paid to the outside in the middle. He has a one-on-one, and he just puts that ball well within the court.
Timeout, Benedictine. Well, the Firebirds were pushed tonight and up 13-8. And they certainly showed that they have so many weapons to turn to, as J.W. Kiekefer spoke to me about that. Our strength is that we can win in different ways. And tonight, if they pull this out, it was finding different ways the entire match and having to do so by climbing out of a 2-1 hole.
Yeah, a lot of impressive play. Their serve receive tightened up. They were able to get their middles involved. Both guys, we've talked about Boltice with a career high, but you can't discount what Parker Connolly has done as well. A couple kills from him. Then there's some attention paid to him. Now that opens up Slavinsky on the outside to get one-on-one. And Slavinsky in this fifth set has taken a good swing on every single ball he's been set, and he's been impossible to stop.
J.W. Kiekefer had his team watch The Last Dance, Michael Jordan documentary as a team bonding thing last summer, learning about winning culture. He did a Zoom call with the great Loy Ball, three-time U.S. Olympian, a great friend of his, who also played for IPFW. Things to try to get this Carthage team prepared for moments like tonight. LeGros for Radomski, 13-9. Connolly had the swing. McNulty for Slavinsky. Carthage has championship point. 21 for Matt Slavinsky.
Just a great job in this fifth set. He's really found his rhythm. He's been unstoppable, and that's why he's a consensus first-team All-American and one of the best players in the country.
What does he have for us on this serve? And he wanted to end it there. So that gets him off the service line for Benedictine. Does Christian Staples' team have one more push? He is out of timeouts. McNulty, it's Schmidt. It's in. And Carthage climbs out of a 2-1 hole. The Firebirds are national champions for the first time. They complete one of the most dominant seasons in Division III men's volleyball history. Carthage is a national champion.
Just an unbelievable job by the Carthage offense in that fifth set. Slavinsky, their guy, had a little bit of struggles early. Just a tremendous job in that fifth set. He was an animal, unstoppable. Just what a force.
Carthage truly had to earn this after dropping just one set up until this championship match. That's it, one set against Aurora back on March the 5th. They dropped the first, and then they find themselves trailing 2-1, and in a very even fourth set that it took extra points at 26-24. The Firebirds never panicked. They never showed you like that was on their minds. And J.W. Kiekeffer is a national champion. J.W. may as well stand for just win. Carthage perfect in 2021. And for Christian Staple, what a story for a first-year head coach that's only been coaching the program less than 3 months to take over after a virus pause and then get the team going into the NCAA tournament as the last team in, but putting together still a very young group with only 2 senior starters out of their top 8. And Benedictine able to reach the program's first NCAA tournament and to take it to their first national championship match. Benedictine finishes 16-4 and appears to have a very promising future.
Benedictine did a great job in those last 3 sets, really strong offensively, but it just wasn't quite enough for Carthage. 11-0-18 in that 5th set.
Matt Slavinsky, I would imagine, is going to be named most outstanding player. 22 kills, a match high. He hit 340. He fought around 9 service errors, and he was a bit hot and cold, but boy, they went to him in the 5th set, Evan, and he surely delivered some of the biggest swings that Carthage would need.
Yeah, their offense in that 5th set, you know, you hit 600 in the 5th set. That's just staying focused, trusting in your team, in your offense, in your system, and they did everything right there on the offensive side in that last set.
Slavinsky had 6 5th set kills. Connor Schmidt and Zach Boltice each finishing with 17 kills apiece. Carthage hit 366 for the match, and they truly earned a national championship. A 5-set win over Benedictine in Division III's first 5-setter, in Division III's first all-Midwest final. So what was the most unusual season the Division III men's volleyball has ever seen, with virus issues all along the East Coast, national powers not even in the NCAA tournament, such as Springfield, the defending champion New Paltz from 2 years ago, Stevens, and many other programs. Carthage was able to navigate through these very turbulent times that we're living in and find a way to go unbeaten, 23-0. That'll do it, partner. Evan, as always, a pleasure. For our entire crew, our producer and director here in Salem, Virginia, David Harris. My name is Ralph Bnorchik, saying so long and a good night. Once again, we will continue on with our live stream of the National Championship and runner-up trophy presentations and have our post-championship match recap and highlights for you coming up later on this evening. From all of us, we say so long and good night from Salem, and congratulations to Carthage on NCAA.com.
Assistant coaches Tyler Weeks and Molly Scott. And head coach of the Eagles, Christian Staple. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the Benedictine Eagles, your national runner-up. Now it is time to recognize our 2021 NCAA Division III Men's Volleyball Champion, the Firebirds of Carthage College. Introducing Carter Schmidt. Nick Buckingham. Daniel Diner. Easton Gavin. Kyle Cohen. Blake Arnold. Mike Pachica. Matt Slavinsky. Bryce Thomas. Parker Connolly. Connor Lilly. Zach Boltice. Kyle Radecki. Andrew Otto. Evan Cashew. Ian Brevett. Nick Brunoskas. Adrian Eater. And Drew Jansen. The coaching staff of the Firebirds, assistants, Matt Renzel, Andy Lanstis, and the head coach of the Firebirds, Jay Behavior. At this time, will the members of the Firebirds please come forward to accept your trophy? Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 national champion, In just a few minutes, we'll begin the net cutting ceremony for Carthage. As soon as the honor is put in place, the last duel to help us count down to the celebration. Just a reminder, for the latest news, statistical information, and more, for this and all 90 championships sponsored by the NCAA, we invite you to go to ncaa.gov. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin the net cutting ceremony for our national champions. So please help us with the countdown as the Firebirds get in place. Let's count it down, ladies and gentlemen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may begin cutting. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the NCAA, the City of Salem, and the Continental Volleyball Conference of the Ohio Athletic Conference. Till then, it's been our pleasure to bring to you the 88th National Championship hosted by the City of Salem. Until next year, we say so long from Virginia's championship city, where the Carthage Firebirds are national champions. Ladies and gentlemen,